Today, I'm going to go into the mathematics of why you are going the wrong way about dating, and I'm going to solve the equation for X to get you your love life that you deserve. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Joe from Passion Unchained. Like I said, I'm going to solve the math equation for your love life right here and right now. There are two types of dating gurus in the world that I've noticed. Now, there are a couple people that fall outside of this realm, but for the most part, most dating gurus talk about these two things. Either the way to get girls is good game, text game, talking, conversational game, good game, they call it game. This is the game side of things. And the other side of things is how to connect with girls. The way to get girls is to connect with them. Now, both of these approaches are fundamentally flawed. I'm going to explain why, and then I'm going to solve a math equation that will give you the life you love, the love life that you love. Game. Okay. So let's talk about girls and how much they're into you. For every 100 girls, I'm going to make up these numbers. They're going to go up and down per person, but this is for a guy who's like somewhat attractive, got shit going on in his life. These numbers are approximately correct. Take 100 girls. Take a guy. Let's call him Bob. It's actually my middle name. Well, my middle name's Robert, but let's just call this guy Bob because 5 girls are going to be into him regardless. They're going to make it easy. They want to meet up. They already know they like Bob. This is out of 100. They already know they like Bob. They're ready. 25 girls are interested in Bob, but they have some issues or need some convincing. They might be like 75% into him, but not all in. They might just be like, I would like to meet him, but I don't know, maybe whatever. They might have just gotten out of a relationship, not ready to meet up, but with a little convincing they maybe could. Maybe they're focusing on themselves and they don't have much free time. So they're not gonna do it immediately, but if Bob is good at convincing them, then they will meet up. That's about what will happen for a guy who's generally got his shit together. Not exceptional, but he's good. He's not average, he's a little bit above average. That's about the numbers that you'll find on dating apps in general, etc. What the game guys will tell you, they will say you have to, and I'm just going to use the word text game here, but it can apply to conversational game, etc., any other way, social game, etc. But let's just use text game for instance, because it's the most applicable to online dating. You have to use text game to get girls interested in you. Now, what that guru is talking about is he's talking about those 25 girls on the fence. 25 is more than 5, right? So you should want to get those 25 girls into you. And to do that, you need to use great text game. Now I'm gonna tell you why that's wrong. Imagine you have 100 units of energy to spend. And again, I'm making up these numbers to make it easy to understand, but you have 100 units of energy to spend. And let's say getting a girl interested in coming over takes 10 units of that energy. And you can't ever say any girl will 100% come over, because there's a lot of variables involved, like, sometimes this happens, that happens, whatever. But for you to do text game on a girl, it means that you will spend 10 units of energy. And that doesn't mean that she will come over, that means that you'll get an answer. You'll get a clear yes or a clear no. If you use text game on a girl, and then you'll know if she wants to come over or not, or go on a date, or whatever you're looking for, right? So you have 25 girls, you spend 10 units of energy on the first one, 10 on the second, third, fourth, fifth, etc., right? You spend 10 on those first 10 girls, and then you're out of energy, right? Because it takes a lot of energy to wait for a response, figure out what to respond to. It's not nothing. We're humans, and so we get a little invested, even if we don't want to. Sorry, I'm just making sure the light's still on, because that light doesn't have very good battery life. We're humans, we're not perfect, and we are emotional beings, whether or not we want to be. So we get a little invested, and at the early stages of a relationship, you try not to be invested until later. But We get invested when we're trying to get a girl over and we're trying to text her, etc., right? So you have those 10 girls. You might get a few of those. You might accidentally find one of those 5 out of 100 in that group of 10. But you might not. Who knows, right? Now, let's flip this on its head. Let's say it takes 10 units of energy to text game a girl, try to get her to come over. But if you're not doing any game and you're just talking to a girl to try to see if she's interested in meeting up, and if she is, just making it happen, that takes 2 units of energy. What that looks like is I match with her on Tinder, let's say, and I'm like, hey, you look like you have a really chill and sexy vibe. What are you up to today? She's like, oh, I'm up to this. What are you up to? I'm like, well, I'm up to this. What do you do for fun? Oh, I do this. What do you do for fun? Oh, I do this for fun. Do you like bubble tea? Yes, I like bubble tea. What's your number? Let's get some, right? Simple, just like some sort of like, hey, you're sexy, and then a few questions back and forth, and then, hey, let's go out, right? I'm not trying to convince her. I'm just making a little bit of conversation and then moving it towards a date, right? That's my way of doing things. Let's say it takes 2 units of energy for that, because you still have to wait for the response. You're a little bit nervous. You don't know if she's going to respond. You don't know if she's going to like you, and it takes a little bit of investment from me because I care. I'm a human being, and whether I want to or not, I still invest a little bit of emotions, but I'm not trying to get her over, so I invest a lot less than if I'm like trying to convince her, right? I'm not trying to convince her. I'm just trying to see if she wants to. I can do that with 50 girls and use up my 100 units of energy on 50 girls, right? So let's say I match with 30, just like the other guy, because I have the 25 who are into me but need convincing, and then I have the 5 that are into me no matter what. I can go through every single one and say, hey, you look like you have a chill and sexy vibe, or you look like you have a mischief and sexy vibe, or you look like you're trouble, or something like that. Something that genuinely comes out, because like I look at a girl and I want to compliment her, and I want to compliment her on something I kind of see. So I have to figure out like, what do I see in her, compliment her on that, let her know that I'm looking at her in a sexual way, because the connection will happen. I don't want one night stands. A lot of guys don't, a lot of girls don't. No problem if you do, but I'm messaging her and then we're messaging back and forth, right? That takes 2 units of energy. I can go through 50 girls, and I only match with 30 because this is the same analogy, right? I match with 30. I can go through all of them and find the 5 that are already down and ready to come over, and then I'm set. And I still have a lot of energy left, because going through those 30 girls only took 60 units. I still have 40 units left. I'm balling. I have 5 dates set up, and I have a lot of energy, and I can go hit the gym, right? That's why I suggest this screening technique, and that's the math problem that's going to solve it for you. The other side of things, I'm not going to talk about the other side of things. I'm going to cut that out. So that's the math problem for you. Now, there is another side of things, which is, well, that's 5 out of 100. That's not too many, right? It would be nicer if it was 10 out of 100 or 20 out of 100. Now, on dating apps, the way to improve yourself overlaps a lot with in real life. There's a few extra things you can do on dating apps which are kind of nice. In real life, the way to improve yourself to make yourself more attractive is work out, dress better, improve your physique, improve your fashion, improve your grooming. You know, cut your hair, trim your beard, all those things. You know, put on lotion, work on your skin, all these things. Eat better, work out more, read more books, become more interesting, become more social, become a better conversationalist. All of these things will make you more attractive to women. Women will want to be around you more, and women will like you more. And women will be more attracted to you as you improve these skills in your life. Now, on online dating, there's another extra skill that you can get, which isn't even really a skill, it's just a thing you can do without even changing yourself to get more matches, and that is get better photos. Because your profile is an extension of you, and the better you make the profile, the more excited girls will be about you. You don't even necessarily need to change yourself. Don't ever lie about what you're putting on your profile. Don't ever take a photo of you doing something you'd never do. I never do that for my clients. I have 2 cameras that I use, and if a client is like, hey, can I use one of the cameras in a photo, and you take a photo with the other one, I'm like, is this a hobby of yours? And if they're like, no, I've never picked up a camera before, and I'm like, well, then I will not let you do that because you're catfishing girls, and that's not okay. So I don't do catfishing. But what I will do is I will get people in their best element. I'll take photos of them that's getting on their best day, and then they get more matches on dating apps because you are increasing those 5% of girls that like you, that are down to come over no matter what. You're increasing that to say like 10 or 15, right? And that means you're gonna have more matches and more dates without any effort, because all you're doing is you're talking to all of them and asking them out and seeing which ones bite. You don't need to convince the other ones and spend extra effort and energy on a girl who's not biting your bait. So this math equation really helps me when it comes to my online dating life. I find that at this point I have a good portion of girls who are in that camp because I've worked on my physique, I've worked on my fashion, I've worked on my life, I have a cool lifestyle, I have my shit together, I paid the bills on time, and I have amazing photos since I'm a photographer and I know how to take photos for dating apps. I do take guys out for profile photo shoots for 4 to 5 hours or so. If you want to check out some of the recent work I've done, some texts I got from clients about their experience, and a video that I put up there, and then testimonials, reviews, all that stuff, and then explaining my process, all of that jazz. It's in the link in the description below. Check it out. It's really easy to sort through and walk through. And then if you're ready to book a call with me to talk about pricing and to sign you up for a photo shoot, just book a quick call on the website. It's easy to find. There's buttons everywhere. Just be like, hey, book a photo shoot, and it'll give you like a scheduler thing to pick that. So that's an easy way to increase the amount of matches that you get and increase the amount of those matches, the percentage of those matches that are really into you. Whether or not you book a photo shoot with me, use this information in your dating life to reduce the amount of energy it takes to get girls, because I know how frustrating it can be to like run text game on a bunch of girls and like be excited about meeting up and like, what do I say? This, and then they flake, and I'm like, okay, what do I say to get them to like not flake next time? And there's all this emotional energy I'm investing in these girls, and I'm like, oh my god, I don't have any energy left, and it's so frustrating. I prefer to do this other technique that I call screening, because all you're doing is you're screening in the girls who are down, screening out the girls who aren't down. Now, quick aside, because I know a lot of guys out there, including some collaborators I work with, use text game and love it. I don't think text game is evil. I think it's something that you can do to make your texts and your sex life more exciting. And a lot of guys like that feeling of achievement, and so you can get that by finding a girl who's not completely down and convincing her to come over, and that's exciting for some guys. I find for myself and a lot of other guys it's frustrating and it just takes a lot of energy. This advice is geared towards you. If you're watching this and you're a guy who uses text game, we have different philosophies about dating, but I'm not saying you're a bad person. I think there's a lot of shame going out there for the way that people date. Obviously, lying and manipulating is something I don't condone. Catfishing is something I don't condone. But as long as you're not doing those things, go do what you want. Use my advice if it helps. And I'm really, really excited and curious to hear about how this helped you. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna take from this video and apply to your own dating life? And if you're interested in a photo shoot, go to the link below. Check out all the stuff on my website. And if you wanna go further and book a call, then book a call with me and we'll get you signed up. So looking forward to this. Enjoy yourself, and until next time.